Good morning, and dear students, last class we can be discussed about the what is the meaning of force and also Newton first law of motion, is it? So today class we can be discussed about the Newton's second law of motion, third law of motion, conservation of momentum, and also points to remember and trivia we can be discussed here. First of is second law of motion we can be discussed here. So what is the meaning of second law of motion? See here. So it should be depend upon the mass and also acceleration. All objects have a mass, is it? So any object can be taken that has a particular mass and also some speed which they achieve acceleration and movement should be depend on the mass. So compared to this, so this is the one of the mass should be very high in this truck and also should be lightweight. So it is a heavy weight and also this is the lightweight we can be seen. So if the body having mass is in motion, then momentum is defined as the mass in motion. So momentum in this condition we can be momentum also we can be discussed about the mass in motion. So those in the mass should be very high, then the speed should be also slow. Like that in the light vehicles, mass should be very less, then speed should be also very fast. We can be seen. So see here, compare the two trucks they given here. So it should be fully loaded truck. So this is the empty truck. So compared to this one, so the empty truck should be move very fast and also whatever truck is loaded is, so it should be move very slowly. So let us assume that a heavily laden truck and empty truck are traveling here. Both these objects have a momentum. Is it both are the some of the velocity should be applied here. But if they want to gain speed and travel faster, then the momentum is dependent on the mass of the each individual truck. But here compared to both these, the speed should be variation between these two. So it should be dependent upon the mass. So when the mass should be very low, then what happens? The speed should be also increases. So it means lightweight vehicle should be go very fast with a fully loaded. It can be compared to the loaded vehicles. So in the above case, the momentum of each truck is dependent on the weight of the truck and the speed which they are moving. So here both we can be seen. One is it should be dependent upon the weight. Another one is it should be dependent upon the speed. Both should be can be seen. So this is the based on the Newton's second law of motion. So it is momentum is dependent on the mass and velocity which are variable quantities. So in this drawing you can be seen in the both mass and also velocity both should be dependent upon this Newton's second law of motion. So momentum is what? So momentum means we can be write in the P words. So P means it should be momentum. So it should be always product of the mass and velocity of an object. So where P represented by the P is equal to m into v. Mass m is small letter m is mass, v means velocity of the moving body. So momentum is directly proportional to the mass of the velocity and increases whenever they increase in the mass of velocity. So it means momentum should be depend upon, it should be directly proportional to the what? Mass of the object and also mass, velocity and also it should be increases. When this increases means whenever there is an increase in the mass and also velocity. Suppose here given here 100 gram you can need to the only 6 meter per second velocity should be passed. Like that 500 gram should be moved to only 8 meter per second. So it is a vector quantity, that is it has a both magnitude and direction. So momentum is also we can be called as the what? It is called as a vector quantity because they have the both direction and also numerical magnitude. Magnitude means numerical values also we can be seen. Hence it is called as the vector quantity. So suppose when we pass on the ball, what happens? It should be moving in one certain direction and also it should be when the frictional forces act on that one, it should be slowed down, is it? So whenever an object begins to move, it has initial momentum and whenever the object slow down and stop, it is said to be momentum. So when the ball we can be pass on that one, it should be move in the certain direction, then it should be stop it, is it? So that is we can be called as the momentum. The rate of change of momentum is momentum of object is proportional to the applied force. So how much of the force can be applied, that should be depend upon the momentum. Suppose if you feel very high force can be ball should be touches, so then what happens, it should be move very fastly into the certain meters, is it? Suppose if you apply this some forces, it should be what happens, it should be move certain speed, then it should be stop with. So this is the based on the Newton's second law of motion. It should be stated that the rate of change of momentum of the object is proportional to the unbalanced force in the direction of force. So what is the Newton's second law of motion? So it should be the rate of change of momentum. The rate of change of momentum of the object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. Suppose if you play in the football, what happens if you kick the ball? So here it should be unbalanced force should be applied here. So it means the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. So some examples are also given here. So mathematically formula we can derive the equation means, suppose an object of mass we can be called as the mass, we can be taken to the m. So it is moving like a straight line with initial velocity u. Initial velocity mathematically we can be called as initial velocity u, and it is uniformly acceleration of the velocity we can be called as the v. Time we can be taken on the t, and the application constant is the force f throughout the time. The initial and final momentum of the object, it means it can be p1. Okay, momentum 1 can be taken on the m into u. Momentum 2 is equal to, can be taken on the m into v. So then change in momentum is, it is directly proportional to the p2 minus p1. So p2 means m into v minus m into u. So v is equal to also u means you can be taken on, m is common, you can be taken on. Then what happens, it should be v minus u. So the change of momentum is directly proportional to what? M into v minus u. So next, so then we can be change of the momentum when we apply the force. Then what happens? F directly proportional to the mass into v minus u. So it means constant value. Some constant value should become here. So F is equal to what? Proportionality constant is k into m into v minus u divided by t. That is F is equal to what? K is common. So this is the we can be called the whole equation. M into v minus u it will be v by u divided by t. You can be taken on the a. So you know that acceleration formula, a is equal to what? V minus u divided by t. So hence we can be called as the k into m into a. So if you apply the k is equal to 1, then what happens? F is equal to m into a. So see here. So the quantity k is constant proportionality. Then the SI unit of mass and acceleration you can be write on the kg, and mass you can be write on the kg. Acceleration you can be write on the meter per second square. So then the k should be constant. It can be taken on the 1 as a 1 kg of mass. For the unit of mass given as the amount of producers and acceleration of the 1 meter per second square in object of the 1 kg of mass. So that means k is equal to 1 in equation number 1 we can be taken. It means k F is equal to F proportional to k into v minus u divided by t. Then we can be taken. That is the F is equal to what? M into a. The unit of force we can be write on the what? Kg meter per second square, or we can be represented by the symbol, it should be Newton, capital letter N can be used to that one. The second law of motion gives the method of measure the force acting on the object, which is the product of mass and acceleration. So it should be, force should be applied on the what? Both mass and acceleration. It is the product of the mass and acceleration also it can be said to that one. So what are the daily examples we can be give to the second law of motion we can be seen. So see here high jump, in event in high jump we can be seen. So in athletic event the athlete is made fall either in the cushion bed or in the sand bed. Is it? So either it should be die in the cushion bed or it should be fall in the what? Sand bed. This is increase the time of the athlete fall to stop after making the jump. This increases the rate of change of momentum, hence the force. So this is because increase the time of the athlete. If the athlete should be take the more time, then he will fall the stop after making the jump. This is decrease the rate of change of momentum, hence the force should be act on that one. So another example, so in cricket it can be seen, so when the ball should be hit at one, so catcher should be move some forward or should be come to the backward, then it will be catch the ball, is it? So the cricketer player moving in his hand backward or catching the fast cricket ball with moving hands backward, the fielder should be increase the time during the which the high velocity of the moving ball should be decreases. So it should be come fall down, then it should be catch the ball also. Thus acceleration of the ball is decreased, therefore impact of the catching the fast moving ball is also reduced. So when the ball should be fall on the ground, then what happens? The speed of the ball should be decreases. So then you can be easily, the moving ball should be reduce the speed, then you can be easily catch the ball. So first law of motion can be mathematically you can write on the second law of motion. So second law of motion you can write on the F is equal to m into a. M as it is, a means v minus u divided by t. So then you can be cross multiplication here. F into d is equal to m into v minus m into u. Suppose f is equal to 0, v is equal to u, then what happens? Time taken, it means the object will be continue moving with a uniform velocity u throughout the time. So if the u is 0, then the velocity also you can be considered as the 0. That is the object will remain at rest. So second law of motion is also applicable in the first law of motion. It means law of inertia. So if you apply the velocity u or initial velocity, you may take down the force is also 0 and also initial velocity also 0. Then it should be come to the 0 displacement. So here one motor car is there, it should be taking moving with a velocity 108 km per hour. So kilometer per hour means so it can be kilometer is 1000 meter. So hour it can be converted into second means 60 into 60. We can be simplify that one. It is the 30 meter per second. The total mass of the motor car passenger is 1000 kg and the time taken to the motor car is 4 seconds. So we know that the value of f is equal to m into v minus u divided by t. Substituting these values, m is 1000 kg, velocity means 0 minus 30 meter per second. We can simplify that one. It should become to the minus 7500 Newton. Negative sign means it should be force exerted by the brakes the opposite to the direction of the motion of the motor car. So this is the question number 1. The physical quantity which is equal to the rate of change of momentum is. So what is the correct answer? Force. So second question. The product of mass and velocity is known as acceleration, force, momentum, velocity. So the correct answer is momentum. So next one is Newton's third law. So look at the picture here. So here it should be to every reaction there is an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's third law of the equation should be tell about the any action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Suppose in the boatman the sailor should be passed like that. So what happens if you do not pull this one? So the boat should be remains in the constant. Is it? So it is always opposite direction doing this sailor should be moved. Whenever anybody exert on the force on the another body, the second body exert on the equal and opposite force that to the first body. That is known as the action and reaction law. So when we apply any force to the any object, it should be also some of the force should be acted upon that one. The force can be called as the action and reaction. Action and reaction forces exist in pairs and act on the two different bodies. So see here, when we, so this diagram we can see. So when the shoe should be put on the road, so what happens? It should be some of the frictional force should be act on that one. So like that now in the astronaut they can be moving the astronaut push a wall. What happens? There is a no reaction can be seen to that one. So best example that one, when a gun is fired, okay, when a gun is fired, it exerts a forward force on the bullet exerts the equal and opposite gun. So when regarding the force of the gun, it is the opposite direction, and also when we shoot, so then it is accelerating the force of the bullet. This resulting in the firing of the gun, since the gun has a much greater mass than the bullet. So compare the bullet and the gun. So bullet has a lesser mass. So the acceleration of the gun is much lesser than the acceleration of the bullet also. The third law of motion can be also illustrated when the sailor jumps out of the rowing boat. So when the boat should be come to the sailor, so then what happens? So he applies some force. It should be moved this side, is it? It should be come to the that side. So it is called as action, means it is called as the reaction. So Newton third law derives the law of conservation of momentum. So this law should be also we can be derived from the Newton second law of motion. Conservation of momentum. So like that, when the balls, if you take the two balls, so it is the first ball we can be taken, this is the second ball we can be taken. So when the two balls we can be come to join together, so it means the law of conservation of momentum when two bodies, suppose you can take on the two balls, so it will collide with each other, okay? They can become closer to each other. The absence of external force when the total final moment of the body is equal to their total initial momentum. So when the upright force is not there, then what happens? The momentum of the body equal to their total initial momentum. Suppose two balls can be taken, it should be considered as the A ball and also B ball. That is the mass should be MA and MB. It should be traveling in the same direction. Two balls are moving in the same direction. With a straight line with different velocity, it can be taken the before collisions. So before applying force, that is it can be called as the UA. After applying force, that is it can be called as the UB. So there are no other external unbalanced forces act on upon that one. Let UVA greater than UB, the two balls are collide with each other. So UVA is always greater than the UB means that means they will be collide with each other. During collision, which lasts for the time t, the ball A exert force FAB, the ball B and the force exert on the FBA. So the force should be passed on like this. This is can be called as the FAB. The force should be come to like this. This can be called as the negative direction. This can be taken on the positive. This can be taken on the negative. That is the FBA. So that is how we can be called as the after collision. What happening we can be right. The momentum of the ball A before and after the collision, it is called as the M into A, U into A, and M into A into V into A respectively. So before collision it can be called as the UA, UB. Before collision it can be called as the velocity can be taken the VA and VB. So therefore the rate of change of the momentum of the collision is MA is VA minus UA divided by T. So mass B, second ball can be taken on the one, VB minus UB, that divided by the time.